What's up, Tamers? It's us, the Tamers of Digital Gate. We are here, the Tamers podcast, after a 2-month long hiatus. Because, one, we're lazy. Two, we have real lives and stuff to do. And three, some of us got quite ill over the Christmas period. And, update for me, I have COVID now as well. And I'm currently isolating. So that's fun. So that explains briefly where we've been and how we've been. Lazy pieces of shit. So today, guys, on today's Tamers podcast, we've got a few topics to cover. As said, been away a bit, so there's quite a lot to cover. But firstly, what we're going to start with is it was 2021 World Championship finals for every region this past week. And I took part in the European finals, and I did shockingly bad. James kept reading my messages throughout the day, and it was...
I kept asking him each round, how was results?
I had one round that I actually won, and that was against Three Musketeers, if I recall rightly. But yeah, my first game, I was against Security Control. I hated my life. We were on game 2, and we made it to time. And my God, I hated that so much. Hated it. Lost that one. Second round was Three Musketeers. Beat them handily. It was okay. They bricked, I think, one game, and then I beat them on normal terms on the other one. I also played against a Lilith Loop list, which was actually really spicy. It was a really good list. They just managed to beat me out. They had Cerberusmon in their deck, which was an interesting tech, because I've been playing against Lilith Loop, because James used to play Lilith Loop. And Cerberus, we'll get into the Eustace part in a minute. Cerberusmon was actually quite a cheeky tech, I'm not going to lie. And then, what else did I play against? It's been a while. Oh, I had the Agubond mirror. Didn't go well. Absolutely got demolished, because every time I swung into their security, they had Geogreymon. Geogreymon was in that security. It was sus. And then the last game I played before I dropped round 5 because I had enough. I was losing really hard, and I worked out the maths in my head. I wouldn't have made top 128, which was the first step you needed to get extra prizes. So hey ho, what can you do? I was up against Gabubond, and I lost 2-0. And Gabubond was a deck that I normally jammed, but in testing, I was like, okay, Agubond seems to be beating Gabubond out by quite a bit every time I played it. And then this one time, I just got absolutely steamrolled. I could do nothing. Ice Wall and Hammer Spark and hybrids made me hate my life. So, yeah. And on the topic... I abandoned my main deck for a deck that mathematically worked out better in testing and actual physical play testing. And then on the day that it mattered, I got absolutely shit on by my old deck. But enough about that. The top 16 was interesting. Well, not really interesting. We kind of got a lot of things we expected in top 16 from when we both looked. I think if I recall rightly, there was in top 3, there was 2 blue Gabubond lists and then a red Jessmon.
Yeah,
the top 3 from what I can see.
Looking from the list here, out of the top 16, there was 11 Bond of Friendship.
Yeah, Bond of Friendship was the deck.
That was top. Oh, that's top 32. I'm looking at what's the top 16.
Well, in top 16, there was a lot of blue Gabubond. I've got the list in front of me. Lots of blue Gabubond. There was a surprise of a black Diaboromon deck in top 16, which our friend was super happy about because he played Diaboromon that day. He did actually quite well. He did handily. Way better than me. He did very well for himself. I'm very proud of him. But yeah, Red Jessmon taking top 3. I think that's probably going to be the last time we see it topping for a while. Well, come a certain date, and that's our next topic. The banned list was updated not too long ago. It was updated not too long ago with some new fancy schmancy updates. If you want to take one or two of the discussed cards on the list.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the one that probably hurt me the most. And I understand it got hit, and I'm fine with being hit, but it just kills my baby. Mega
James is
Digimon
fine with
Fusion
being
had to
hit.
go. It had to go. It had to go, and I'm okay with it, but I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, Mega Digimon Fusion banned completely from the game from February 25th. So near the end of this month, in 22 days, Mega Digimon Fusion will be no longer allowed in legal TCG play during the main format. The only format we have.
Yep.
I'm going with the crowd here. I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad it is gone.
My viewpoint on it is, I think it's good for the game that's gone, and I'm not even going to lie about that there. And I'll be honest, at our locals, other than me playing Lilflip, I don't see many people play Mega Digimon Fusion. I think from hearing from Japanese meta, because it's Suzanomon, it needed gone. At that point, I'm like, fair does.
Yeah.
BT6 meta, it stayed around and it done good, but BT7 it needs to go for Suzanomon.
Yeah. BT7
one cost, just destroy. I'm like, what?
Well, let's put it into perspective. I planned to play Mega Digimon Fusion in my BT7 decks because it would have just catapulted its win rate. But there's a card that's just immediately replacing it, win rate 60%. It does near enough the same thing, but just nowhere near as good. And it costs 2 memory to play, and it costs the card out of your hand as well. So, yeah, I can see...
Like, if you're doing it the way you think of Lilflip, when it used to go from, like, you played it for... Well, technically you gained 2 memory to play Swart for 0. Now with win rate 60%, you need to pay 2. So if you did Lilflip, you would pay 2 to gain 2, so you said 0. You discard a card, and you would have to still pay 2 additional memory because the card only reduces it by 4, so you still have to pay some memory.
Yeah.
So except gaining 2 and paying 0, you're equaling to pay 2.
Yeah. All ends with you just paying more memory than you would have done with Mega Digimon Fusion. Some other stuff.
So win rate 60% has a chance of passing the turn to your opponent, so big yikes.
Yeah, big yikes. Big yikes for all people who used and abused Mega Digimon Fusion. Also, there's some other cards that are going to be restricted. So Mega Digimon Fusion is the only banned card in the game. Only banned card.
Yeah,
everything else is restricted from here on in, so you can
second ban list now.
Yeah, second ban list, only one banned card. Everything else is restricted to 1 copy in a deck. And the 2 new additions to the list, nothing came off, unfortunately. Argamon and Hidden Potential Discovered stayed there, unfortunately, for a lot of people, our green friends out there. But the 2 new restricted cards from February 25th are Reinforcing Memory Boost and Ice Wall. Speaking as both a yellow and a blue player, someone who is still going to play Shine Hybrid next format, Reinforcing Memory Boost had to go. It had to be put to 1 or had to be gone. It was too good to basically give yourself some more security and give yourself that 3 more memory whenever you want it. It's pretty good. And also, it hurts security control, which makes me super happy. Because security control... I'm a bit salty still from the first game, because the person I played against played 4 Reinforcing Memory Boost, but in both of our games, he played it 3 times because the deck ran for that long, and every time it was either a great option or a Zwart defeat. So I was like, great. I lose whatever I do. Fantastic. Brilliant. And Ice Wall, speaking as a Gabumon player, fuck this card. This card has to go. I know it's good. I acknowledge that it needs to go. It makes my deck better. It makes my Gabumon deck better by it being around. This card is disgusting. And from the designer's point of view, like when we read the release notes of why cards are being restricted or banned, they basically said, yeah, you abused this the way we didn't expect you to abuse it. It's gotta go, mate.
Dude, here's the funny thing.
What?
Pretty sure America only got their EXO1 like a week or so ago.
Oh, yeah.
So they've literally got Ice Water 4 for like a month. We've had it for already over a month.
Yeah, we've had Ice Water 4
We
for
had, what is it?
2
Yeah,
months?
EXO1 just before Christmas.
Yeah. It'll be near enough 2 months by the time the ban list drops. And also, there is some more restricted cards, but these cards are only going to be restricted, so hit a 1, from April 2022, BT8 pre-release. So not this set coming, the set after. And these two cards are Eismon and Savior Hookmon. Now, I'll briefly talk about Eismon. You can then talk about Savior Hookmon because I know you have some choice words.
To be honest,
yeah.
I have a choice word more about Icemon, but I'll let you talk about Icemon. I still want to put my
your 2 pence in.
my thought into it.
Okay. So yeah, Eismon. Thinking about it, yeah, it has to go. It's a really good card. We haven't played with it yet, but seeing every purple deck from Japan, them running Eismon at 4, and there's no like variation between each purple deck. It's like, yeah, you run this card at 4. Like, it's arguably one of the best, if not the best, purple level 4, so you run it naturally. And its ability to kind of like come back just from trashing it, and if you have a scatter mode in your trash, you just bring it back again. It's a bit disgusting, not gonna lie. So yeah, it kind of has to go. It's a little too good. So yeah, what do you have to say about Eismon then? Then we'll move on to Savior Hookmon.
Ooh, well.
Oh boy, strap in.
Oh boy. I think for me, when it comes to Digimon, my main 2 colors is blue and purple. They would be my main 2. Even though in BT6 I played a good bit of Jasmine, blue and purple are still so good. I looked at Eismon when it first announced, and I'm like, this card's great. It does what purple needs. A bit of easier kind of back because you want to kill your stuff off. The tempo trying to get your stuff back is quite slow unless you got like Sword come in later. But that's only kind of for your final like mini swings. It's good for the mid game. I could see what you said. The whole problem with Eismon, it's just in every deck.
Yeah.
I think I don't like the idea of, and this is what I've told you, but Eismon, it's a card that we don't even have yet, and it's already on the restriction list.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's only like, what is it, even a common or an uncommon?
It is
a
common.
It's a common.
Common.
Yeah. I kind of wish it kind of lived for a little bit longer before even being announced.
I can see that, but like, as I said, it's too good, too unanimous with purple.
It is, and like I said, it's still a really good card, and I will I've made well. I think the other reason why I'm maybe just a smidge salty about it going, and I'm gonna say I'm okay with this. I think when Mega Digimon Fusion died, I could still see potential of possible still use of Lil Flip, even though it wasn't as powerful. Eismon gone, the deck's dead. That's my personal opinion. You basically put one big nail in the coffin, and then you put the second big one down. That deck ain't coming back.
Yeah. Well, all I've got to say to all our purple players out there is join the Malomyotismon supremacy for BT.
Titamon's where it's at right now.
Yeah.
I've been doing decent with that deck lately. I've only built it like a week ago.
Yeah. And the other thing you can pivot into, I guess, is Mastermon when that comes out, because you basically just buy the structure deck and you've got most of the deck anyway. Yeah. But the other card that's restricted, not going on often a tangent, is Savior Hookmon, as we said. And I saw the notes on why Savior Hookmon was gotten rid of, and I understood what it was. With Savior Hookmon, the notes were essentially, this deck has been existing in the meta for too long. We need to kind of sweep its legs from underneath it to kind of revitalize the meta a bit and stop having Jessmon being a top deck.
Sell new products.
Sell new products. It's the Konami approach. But
it's a business approach.
it's a business approach. But I also think it's kind of healthy for the game as well,
Yeah,
because let me if I finish my point, it's like because if a deck stands around for too long as like this is the best deck, this is the deck to beat, this is part of the meta, you need to try and beat this, kind of stifles creativity and people wanting to try new decks. Because if people are like, oh, I've got to compare it to this meta deck and this meta deck and this meta deck that have stayed at the top for so long, they're like, oh, well, what's the point? I'll just build one of the older meta decks and not bother. So yeah, business perspective, yeah, and a play space perspective, kind of healthier as well, kind of revitalizes the meta. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, Jesmon's getting its own structure deck soon. So
Yeah,
guess
boy.
what's immediately going to be replaced? The Savior Hookmon, because we'll probably have another level 5 Hookmon.
Saber, Huckmon, X-Antibody.
Essentially, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So, Jesmon in the long run, I don't think has been overly hit, but I love it how the ban list dropped. All the people who were playing Jesmon are like immediately selling their decks because they were like, you know what, I'm getting rid of it now while the price is still high. And then like a week or two later, they were like, oh yeah, we're bringing out these structure decks. One of them is Jesmon, and all those people who sold their Jesmon stuff were like, can I have it back, please?
Oh yeah.
And then
Like-
Ragnar Lordmon was also announced for a structure deck. Oh my god, what a time to be alive!
Boy.
And you sold all of yours to Jordan.
I did. I thought
But it needed to happen. It needed to happen.
it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but obviously there's gonna be that structure deck will probably equal to the time of either BT9 or midway between 9 and 10. So a while away. We can
Yeah.
see what the cards
They
do.
said it's going to be around April time.
So then it's gonna
For
be like
Japan.
Okay, so our BT8, so probably their BT9 or EXO3.
Yeah. So, moving on from that, while we were gone, while we were away from our computers doing stuff like enjoying Christmas and dying from various illnesses, new sets were announced. We covered BT8 last time. EX2 this time. We started to get some slivers of EX2 coming through last time, but nothing major, so we only reported a little bit. But EX2 has now been fully released. Well, released in Japan and announced for us over here. My god, there is some disgusting, degenerate stuff in this set. Like, just to name a
Purple hype.
few, there's so much. There's the Sakuyamon stuff. Sakuyamon stuff is powerful, but inconsistent, and you need a certain amount of combo pieces to make it work. It's kind of like Jesmon in that regard, but really strong. When it works, it works amazingly. There's the new Impmon stuff, which is really strong. Like, really, really strong. And then there's the elephant in the room. That is D-Reaper. D-Reaper, EX2, arguably the most powerful deck you can build on a mega budget. It is the most powerful deck you can build on a mega budget, and probably one of the most powerful decks, period. Because it is scary quick on how quick it can kill you. The fact of the matter that Mother D Reaper is unaffected by your opponent's card effects is stupid. And basically putting your opponent on a clock of, okay, wait till Mother D Reaper has 7 of that stupid ADR 02 Searcher underneath it. You just drop a Reaper and go, okay, 15k base, swinging at your security, and then end of attack, unsuspend it, add 2 from trash underneath it. Now it is a 17k base, so as if you wanted to get rid of it, you can't get rid of it. The only way you're going to get rid of it is your opponent goes, okay, I'm a check, Gaia Force in my security. That's it. That's the only way you get rid of this guy. It's insane. It's
looking up the EXO2 cards here because there is one card in the meta that I want. Like, I already want this card to hit the ban list, and I think it's the first time I want a card to hit a ban list
Yeah,
for.
you're a very anti-ban list person.
I normally am.
So
But the
go on
way
then.
I've
What
seen
card
this
is it?
deck go, there's one card that and it's not even the main combo of what's the guy called again? The Reaper. You know when you use the Reaper with
Oh, I think
all the
yeah, yeah,
ABRO2 searchers.
yeah, yeah.
It's not even him.
Is
I
it
do think that's
Gatekeeper?
just a link edition.
Is it Gatekeeper that you want gone?
Uh, yes.
Right. Okay.
Reaper.
Gatekeeper is Reaper is your finisher. ADR09 Gatekeeper is, oh my god, it is infuriating. It is infuriating. And this is coming from someone who wants to play the deck because I just want to experience how stupid this is.
Do you want me to read the skill? I've got it right in front of me if people want to know.
Yeah, go on then, read it for the people.
So it's got a security skill, so what's the point of hard playing this shit?
Yeah.
Play this card without battling, so at least your Digimon survives on the attack. It's like the defeat. Oh,
Yeah.
funky.
Yeah.
Do you have a Mother D Reaper? Oh, recovery +1. Oh, did this guy just basically come out for free and I still keep the amount of security I
Yeah,
had?
pretty much.
Oh, I see. Oh, opponent's turn. Well, you have a Mother D Reaper with 6 or more Digi-Illusions cards underneath it. So there's 6, what was it?
6 ADR02 searches.
ADR
Another D.
O2s. So all your Digimon gain security attack -1. Does none of your deck do security attack +1s? Oh, you're just not hurting me.
Yeah. And also need to tell the people, the play cost of this card is 11, but its DP is 10,000. 10,000. So you play it from security, recover 1, and then on your opponent's turn, all their stuff can't attack you. Great, comes to your turn. Your Mother D Reaper has what, 6 Digivolution sources by this point to be for this card to be active. So it's getting an extra 6k. So it's a 16k swinging. Your opponent can't do shit against this. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. The D Reaper deck is disgusting. But one of our players at our locals, by the man of Daniel, brought up a brilliant counter to that. It was, I think it was called...
I don't think I've actually heard this counter, so I'm kind of curious at now.
It was Psychomon, a level 3, purple Digimon, 3k base, play cost of 3, has a simple effect, all turns effect, players can't reduce play costs. Simple. So you jam Psychomon into your deck, you're playing against D Reaper, and D Reaper's entire shtick is to reduce play costs by having ADR02 searches, and it stops the Reaper from being played because it stops the reducing of the play cost to 0 because Psychomon's on the field. Yep. So that's just a hard counter to the deck, but even then, if you're stopping your opponent from reducing play costs, D Reaper, the build that people have come to a consensus that the yellow build is the best version, and that one has Spiral Masquerade in there to basically get rid of Psychomon and other problems like that. So what's the point? And then you've also got D Reaper ADR07 Pallet's Head, which is main when you have a Mother D Reaper, by suspending this Digimon, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. And the DP of Pallet Head is 3k, so the same as Psychomon. So you just drop this, rest it, boom, Psychomon gone. No worries. It's a stupid deck. It's a really stupid deck. It's really powerful. I hate how powerful it is. I hate it has no right being so strong. But here's something else. The Impmon Beelzemon deck, or the Beelzemon deck, is good. It's arguably just really good. Really, really good deck. There's no real... pardon me. There's no real equivalently powerful... excuse me again. Deck in purple. And, like, a lot of it's just really good, solid effects that you want purple to have. Like, was this trashed from deck? Do this, then. It's really nice. I like it. I like the theming of it.
I do too. It is well, it Beelzemon and Vmon, my two favorite Digimon. So having a deck all about, I still need to get myself my what are they, BT2 secret rares. Still need to grab them.
Yep.
I think I've seen in deck. I've been into this deck for a while. I've been looking at decks. There has been so many variants.
People
A
feel like
hybrid
two of
variant.
them, though, don't
There's
they?
a Three Musketeer variant.
Yeah.
Like the deck is just so splashable. I think I've seen most of them that they end up just running. They run about 3 of the BT2 secret rares,
Okay.
so
Thought they only ran
I'd be like, but they always run 4 of the new one, 4 of the new one, 3 of the BT2, and then 3 blast mode.
Yeah.
That
Blast
seems to
mode.
be the most consistent.
Yeah, fair enough. Other thing I've seen, as you said, Sakuyamon. Sakuyamon though needs a specific combo to work really well, which is interesting. It needs its plugins cards. It needs like plugin S, which is the one that Digivolves in to it, and it needs its Tamer on board. And then it also needs a Daumon or a Taumon, however you say it. It's good when it works, but when it doesn't work, it's painful. Put it like that. Good video that shows it working is Card Protagonist's video. The video against Mother D Reaper, because it shows just how busted both of those decks were. Because Sakuyamon does all these amazing combos. It takes a really long turn, destroys this, swing, swing, destroy this, swing, swing. And then the opponent's like, cool. ADR 02 Searcher under Mother D Reaper. I'm at 7. Play Reaper. Just swing and kill you in one shot from like down to from 4 to 0 or 5 to 0 and then win. Just shows both of those decks being disgusting. And the last thing from EX02, for me, it's not a great deck by any stretch of the imagination, but I like it. It's the Gallantmon stuff. I love Gallantmon. I absolutely love that deck. It's a really fun deck. It looks really fun and just stupid red stuff. It's nice. I like it. It's not busted OP, but it's not rubbish either. It's like close enough. It's like that perfect level which I'm comfortable with in my card games, where it's like it's not busted. It's just good. It's just generically good. I like it. And the secret rares are nothing to blow your nose out as well.
Yeah, the secret rare was it the Crimson mode? Good, like it's if you're against like if your shop is a big Beelzemon meta, it's a good counter.
Oh yeah. Very good.
Because I'm pretty sure it works on like every 10 that's in their drop, and Beelzemon just mills like crazy. So it's just like, and I destroy your whole security.
Against anything purple, it's like, lol.
Well, to be honest, the original Gallantmon from it was our BT 1.0, and I think it was their
BT2.
BT2, yeah. Like that was also the counter against purple. Just play Gallantmon because you were just like, and I hit you.
Yeah, and I've just got hold of my last rarity I need for that as well.
Oh, did you get your SR?
Yeah, because funny
look at
side
this guy.
story.
The last rarity he's missing is his SR because on Alter Art, a participation and a store championship all before his damn basic.
Yeah, I didn't have the basic art Gallantmon. I had alternate art Gallantmon, star participant Gallantmon, and star champion Gallantmon. Just not the last one, which was the normal basic art, which you can get for like $5.
At least the last one was the cheapest.
Yep. I left the cheapest to last, but I got him. So yeah, for us, I think there's some new announcements as well recently. BT9 has been going through the announcement mill recently, and there was a card today that me and James and quite a few players at Leeds were like, oh, he's here. Like when I released it in the chat, like, oh my god, he's here, guys. He's here. It was Alphamon. Was it Uryukan mode or something?
I'll look it up the pronunciation.
You'll have to get it up because I don't have it because they don't have it yet on DigimonCard.dev.
I've got Facebook and I've got the official Digimon like card website, so I've got them all up here.
Yeah, so you'll have
I think
to
it's
find
called Uryukan.
Or you can.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
Like a Street Fighter final move.
Have you found it?
I'm Chapter in the road. My laptop screen is just like as you chat, just taking up your.
While James
screen.
looks for that card, I'll talk
Find
about
it. Got it here.
What?
Yeah, I got it here.
Oh,
Yep,
all right. Okay, I was about to
Alpha
segue, but yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So, what we found most about BT9, because it's an X-Antibody set, a lot of them have what they had in BT8 of reduced Digi-evolution cost if you Digivolve it over a certain Digimon. BT9 is no different. Mostly in EX, or was it the X-Antibodies of BT9, it's mostly zero cost over, like, you're going from like metal gray to metal gray, X-Antibody to zero. So they've kind of got this skill on it, but it's sadly not free. But I'll let them off of it. Off of it. It's also the first of its kind to do this. So it evolves from Alphamon, which you kind of guess if it's going over Uryuken, with Orumon, which is the secret, which is the super rare for BT8 for X-Antibody in its evolution cost. So it requires two things to reduce the cost. So you can't just have Alphamon.
No, you gotta have.
Makes sense because in the manga, them two combine together to become Oryuken. So flavor-wise, makes sense. It's well, I'll start by saying the stats. Oryuken is a 16,000 DP. I'm pretty sure it's only Susanomon is the only other 16,000 DP.
I think is Susanomon 16k. I thought Susanoo was 15.
I thought he was 16.
I will double check. I will double check quickly because I've got Digimon. No, 15k as well. So Oryuken mode is the first Digimon in the game with 16,000 DP.
I think there's something else, or am I just losing it?
There isn't.
There isn't. No, yeah.
Everything has been level 7 wise 15k or below. This is the first 16k.
Yeah. Oh no, there is one.
Oh.
Paladin mode.
Paladin mode.
I knew there was one. But it was Susanoo. No, it's Paladin mode. Yep,
but
16k.
Interestingly, also a combination of two level 6/level 7 Digimon.
Yeah,
so
the combination of Imperial Dramon Fighter mode plus Omnimon.
So, from a lore perspective and not a lore perspective, more of a gameplay perspective, that's actually quite interesting because that means that they're like, okay, there are some like little rules as to what can be 16k and what can be 15k DP. Like they don't just assign it randomly. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna have some actual rules on this, which I actually quite like from a lore perspective. Anyway, continue with the effects.
Let me get it back up again because I was on that Digimon website to find out what it was. I was thinking of that was 16k.
Yeah.
So it has it's the Iron Fisted Onslaught Evolution effect. Oh, sorry, 16,000 DP, 15 play cost, which I'll never do.
No.
7,000. Seven memory cost to go over a level 6.
Yep.
It's a level 7. Going back, it has the Iron Fisted Onslaught skill of delete, when evolved, delete all opponents' Digimon with the highest play cost. Removal.
Yeah. Good removal.
And because it's a 7 cost, you're more likely going to pass the turn unless you do the Alphamon or Orumon for a 3 cost.
Yeah.
Is end of the turn by returning 7 non-Digitama cards from this card's evolution source with X-Antibody in its type to the bottom of your deck. For each card returned to the bottom of your deck, gain 1 memory.
That's pretty good.
There is only one ruling I want to find out about this here, which I feel like it doesn't work.
Go on.
Because it's an end of turn, but once per turn.
Yep.
Technically, if it passes to your opponent's turn but then comes back to you, does that count as your once per turn, or does it happen again?
So, what you're saying is you've ended your turn. Your opponent's turn is now your opponent's turn, but the end of turn effect activates where it's like, okay, bring back some memory, and let's say you bring it back to what, like your 1-on-1 memory, it goes back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, so this might be able to trigger again. Like obviously,
It,
any official ruling.
So once per turn. So technically, you ended your turn.
Yeah,
Then it goes back to you.
yeah.
So
That's what
I'm
thinking.
guessing. I'm guessing, like as you say, rulings wise.
Oh yeah, they
But
might
depending on
just
how
say,
you read this, it can go one of two ways. It can either be you do your stuff again, you swing, play a dude, end your turn again. Your end of turn trigger happens, and do that again. Because technically your turn ended but didn't.
yeah.
Or it can go the way that you are also thinking of. You've had your one activation because technically it was still your turn, so
Yeah, that's the. I feel like it's going to be the one that it was still your turn. That's what I'm going to take a guess at because I feel like that would be the less like stupid way. Because
yeah,
could you imagine trying to add more X-Antibody cards underneath it during that turn to then trigger it again to keep it to your turn?
that'd be pretty busted. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool though. Like being
Oh
able
yeah.
to,
So
especially if you have Oryuken mode and Oryuken underneath the big boy, because he's Alphamon. So you swing, restand, swing, do end of turn proceedings, do some crazy dumb shit. It's hilarious. So yeah, but yeah, it's probably gonna be the hard ones per turn of no. It's still technically your turn, so you don't get to do that shit again. Okay.
that's what I'm guessing, but it'll be funny if not.
Yeah. What something else interesting about the VT9 set is the Alphamon of the set outside that secret is a rare. It's only a rare, which is actually quite cool. I think they did that partially because the only other Alphamon in the game was a secret. So that would be immediately like going, yeah, you can't play the deck. If you're Paul, you can't play this deck. Some other cards we've been excited for. I've personally been excited for the new Magnamon X-Antibody because I'm going to play the armor deck now because of that card being revealed. Entirely the only reason I am
you
playing
were
the
on
deck.
the border of yes or no for that deck.
Yep, and then that card was revealed, and I was like, "Yep, I'm playing it now."
You gonna build it in BT8? Or are you gonna just wait till BT9 just to really play it?
I'm gonna get a hold of everything in BT8 because when I get hold, I'll get a hold of it, and then when that card's released, the price will spike again. So I better get it straight away, near enough.
So there's
Yeah.
one card I know that's in BT9. I'm just scrolling down because I want to make sure I got the skill right for this. Well, I went past one card, and this is a card we can talk about. The new Omnimon. Omnimon
The
Merciful
new
mode.
Omnimon. Yeah, the card that's can evolve from 4 different colors.
Literally just
yeah.
kind of all from black or purple.
Yeah. I'll read this one out. This one's
I will find the other
15k, 15 play cost, 15k base, DP. Can evolve for 6 cost on either a red level 6, a blue level 6, a yellow level 6, or a green level 6. But can also digivolve for 3 if the name contains an Omnimon that you're evolving from. So, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon for each card with Mega in its traits in this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Then return 10 cards in your opponent's trash to the bottom of their deck in any order. So, if you're playing against purple, you reset them. And then, start of your turn, trash the top card of this Digimon. If you did, trash the top card of your opponent's security. So, you trash the Merciful mode, bring it back to a lower level, but you're trashing your opponent's security to do it. Essentially, what your plan is to get rid of a lot of their Digimon using Merciful Mode's effect by hopefully having quite a few Megas underneath it somehow. And then going, okay, 10 of your stuff in your trash I'm putting back into your deck. So stuff that you know is going to be a bad thing for them to get and won't really benefit them later, I guess. What I want to know is, if there are Digitama in there, if you return Digitama, will they go to the Digi-Egg deck? Or will it be not allowed because it isn't returning to the deck? That's an interesting query.
It's another ruling we need to find out.
That is another ruling, because the same thing happened in Yu-Gi-Oh! A while ago.
Rulings.
Same thing happened in Yu-Gi-Oh! A while ago where they wanted to introduce a rule of no, you have to be specific. Like if a card says return to the deck, it means the deck, not the extra deck. Like you can't return something that was like an extra deck summon to the deck, so you can't return it. Therefore, illegal target. They tried it. They tried implementing that, if I recall right, and it just everyone was like, "Fuck no." So yeah, they didn't do that. Any other cards from this set? Oh, we were talking about this before we started. Raidenmon. I'm actually kind of hyped for Raidenmon because it looks stupid, and I think it'll be fun budget deck for people. Because
the new budget black deck when Commandramon became meta.
Yeah, Commandramon used to be my funny meme deck, but now it's become good, so I can't play it. So yeah, Raidenmon, I won't really go into it. It's not really that important of a deck. It's all rares and below. Another card that we're both interested in.
I found the other card I was looking for.
Go on.
I think this one here I'm trying to pronounce it, but I'll see if I can do it. Was it Galgumon? It's the one that evolves over Black War Greymon.
Oh yeah, I was about to talk about this card.
Hey,
great minds think alike. So yeah, it digivolves on top of Black War Greymon for 2, which is pretty good.
Do you want to? I'll let you say the skill because you're already.
Okay, yeah. So 13 play cost, 13 KDP, evolves on top of a level 5 black or red for 5. But as we said, you can also digivolve it for 2 from a Black War Greymon, which is great for the BT8 Black War Greymon deck, which we're both going to play because we really like how that looks.
That's what Jesmon gets replaced by after the hit.
Definitely. This card slash Digimon is also treated as having Greymon in its name. That's just a blanket all the time effect, which is actually pretty cool. Security attack +1 and reboot, so strong keywords. And when digivolving, if the Digimon
good black keyword.
Yep, good black keyword. When digivolving, if this Digimon has a black Digivolution card, one of your opponent's Digimon de-digivolves 1. If it has a red Digivolution card, it blitzes. So the plan is you put yourself to like 1, and then you digivolve into Galmon, costing 2. Goes to your opponent's turn, but blitz happens because your Black War Greymon from BT8 is a red and black Digimon, so you de-digivolve one of their dudes, then you blitz, then you security attack +1 them, hitting 2 things. At the start of their turn, restand this dude. Really strong. Pretty strong effect, not gonna lie.
You can de-digivolve one of their blockers if you've got it.
Yeah, stop them from blocking, which is great. And yeah, it essentially, I feel, kind of replaces the rare Black War Greymon from, I can't remember the set. Was it BT5?
You talking about the secret?
No, BT5 one. The one that was a rare that had reboot and security attack +1. But it costed
people
4
running
to
the
digivolve?
secret one in BT8 because you combine that with the new Metal Greymon to basically smack their field and hit them for was it? I think there's a way you can put a card underneath it to give it piercing or something like that. But it's just like win.
Yeah, that card's still good though. But yeah, I think that's everything from BT9 that we care about.
There are a couple of but they're more like rare cards that I'm still kind of. The new what was it? The new Rise Greymon.
Yeah, the new Rise Greymon's pretty great. It's a really strong rare. Not gonna lie, it's a really strong rare. Like there's other stuff as well. There's like Ordinemon.
Yeah.
That's a strong one for the Mastermon deck because it's purple and yellow. I think purple and yellow are going to be the colors that stick together the most out of all the color pairings because it's just lore-wise, from what I've seen, I don't do much of the Digimon lore, but from what the cards do and the lore that you guys have explained to me, it seems that purple and yellow are pretty much like this for certain cards. So yeah, same with black and red. Some of the Tamers really strong Tamers. We saw a cool new Tamer recently called Cool Boy. Bloody Cool Boy. 2 costs
as well.
2 cost Tamer. On play, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with X-Antibody in its traits. and one option card with X-Antibody in its traits. That's right, there's options with X-Antibody in their traits. And to my hand, add those to your hand. Place the remaining cards of the bottom of your deck in any order. Your turn. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with the same level with X-Antibody in its traits, you may suspend this tamer to gain one memory and draw one card. So it is essentially Analog Boy all grown up.
Yep. One thing I will do here before if we change the topic or anything,
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out about that X-Antibody option card.
Oh,
I feel like that'll be something that people, because
the 0 one.
yes,
Oh,
there's
I've got it in
another
front of
thing
me.
as well. A lot of the cards in the set have the ability of, if you have the original one, the original card that is in the X-Antibody form, and it says it, or X-Antibody in its evolution sources.
Yeah.
A lot of people may not realize this here. When they say X-Antibody in its evolution sources, they're actually talking about the option card.
Yeah.
It's not about other, because I can see where people may think they're talking about X-Antibody type cards.
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. It has to be the option card that's in it.
Yeah.
Such
Like,
a weird option card, but it's so cool.
yeah. I've got the card in front of me, so.
Yeah, back on that. Yeah.
Zero cost option. It is a white option, by the way. If you have a Digimon in play, you may use this card in your hand, ignoring its color requirements. So that's pretty good. Security effect: gain one memory and add this card to your hand. That's pretty solid in and of itself. Just gaining that one memory, that can be quite cheeky in some games. If someone puts themselves to 0, then they check this. It's like, cool, my turn now. Yeah. And then main effect: place this card as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your Digimon without X-Antibody in its Digivolution cards. So when it says X-Antibody without X-Antibody, it literally means the card called X-Antibody. Not in its traits, literally the card called X-Antibody. And then it's got an ESS effect. All turns, X-Antibody can't be trashed from this Digimon's Digivolution cards by effects. So that brings up an interesting point, because there are decks out there, Hexablaumon, that like to trash the bottom cards of your opponent's Digivolution on their Digimon. So if it's just trash 1 from the bottom, X-Antibody's at the bottom. They can't trash it, can't get rid of it. It's a card that becomes physically stuck underneath it. Therefore, if you're up against a deck that likes having opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution source, if you stick an X-Antibody underneath it, that's never going to happen. You're going to have at least one dude with a Digivolution source. Anyway, finishing off the effect. When attacking, this is also on the ESS. When attacking, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a Digimon in your hand with X-Antibody in its traits by paying its Digivolution cost. So when you're attacking with a dude, you can just suddenly go, cool, Digivolve on top for like a cool X-Antibody card. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. Adds a layer of extra thinking to the deck.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a solid 2 of, depending on the deck. Never going to be a 4 of.
I'll be honest. I can see this card. I think it's a common.
Yep.
It's
uncommon. Uncommon.
Common. I don't know what I'm thinking at so far with the stuff in this set, but I can just see this card being just worth it.
Yeah.
And like so far BT, like I know BT, and I'm gonna buy myself a few boxes. To be honest, when BT9 comes out, I'm thinking of doing the same.
Yeah.
To be honest, it'll be hard for me to give some of these X-Antibody option cards away. It's also the first ever option card with an ESS skill.
Yeah, it's the first ever option with an ESS, which is pretty interesting. Not gonna lie, I think we've had now every type of card in the game with an ESS effect.
Yeah, Tamers got it in BT7.
Yep. Tim's
And we got an option, but hopefully more.
Yeah.
Isn't EXO2 cards? I don't know. Maybe I'm. No. They have something else. They're completely different.
One card that I actually saw that was pretty interesting to me. It'll be the last card I'm going to talk about, and then probably close up for the day. 8 cost X program, white option card. If you have a Digimon with Dex in its name, you may use this option card without meeting its color requirements. Main. delete one Digimon without X-Antibody in its traits. If both players have 3 or more Digimon in play, in total, delete all Digimon without X-Antibody in their traits. And security effect, delete one Digimon without X-Antibody in its traits. This could potentially be a little cheeky. Not going to lie.
It is. There is, well, speaking of decks, so far from now, there's only been one Dex card, which is Dex Darugumon.
Yep.
It being, it's a dual color card of purple and black.
Yeah.
And my idea is, I feel like they're going to make Dexmon the secret rare of the set.
Yeah.
It's, what was it? They make the lore of the Dexmons is they got a Duromon, tried to experiment on it. It basically died, but in terms Digivolved on death, turned into Dexes. It's a bit grim.
Oof.
But there's a Dex version of Darugramon. There's a Dex Durugramon, and then there's a Dex Durugurumon.
Alright.
Then there's Dexmon.
Oof.
Dexmon, they actually said even though his name is Dexmon, it's something to do with he doesn't have a Digimon core, so technically he's not a Digimon, but classes itself as a Digimon.
Yeah. So that could potentially be the second secret of the set.
That is my guess, but hey, I wanted, was it Alphamon or Yukon in BT, and we thought that was going to be the secret rare, but then we got that.
But then we've got an entire X-Antibody set, so...
Oh yeah, we got, well, in it, I think in Japan it's called Creepymon, but I thought it was named something else. Need to look that up again, but Creepymon was our secret rare in BT, at which I was a little like, where's our Yukon? Where's our Yukon there?
Yeah. Right, anyway, so that is everything we wanted to cover today. So, we'll be back whenever we're back. It's pointless me saying we're going to be back next month because every time I say it, we always have stuff that happens and gets in the way. So, I'm just going to say we'll be back when we're back, guys. So, yeah. This has been the Tamers podcast. I hope you have very much enjoyed your stay inside the digital world. And for now, guys, the digital gate is now closed.